I've always heard that stripping a wiring harness is a huge pain in the ass, but this doesn't look all that bad. Shit. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fully Spooled. 2 episodes ago, we worked on getting the first part of the manual swap done in the SC300, and that was getting the clutch, flywheel, that kind of stuff installed in the transmission. 2 days ago, I ordered a new clutch pedal along with a bracket for it and a new master cylinder and the stainless steel braided cable that goes, or line that goes from the master down to the slave cylinder inside the transmission. So that's all in the mail. Should be here hopefully in a few days to a week. So in the meantime, I figured I would get started on the next project for the car, which is wiring. Everyone's favorite thing to do. So as far as the factory wiring harness goes, this is the main fuse box that's inside the engine bay. I've already begun taking it apart, actually a little while ago. So this is where the wiring harness pretty much ends, but it goes here, down here, all the way along here, along and up and over, and then down to the ECU, which used to be down there. And then this part goes up to this extra little relay box here, which I've already kind of started unbolting. So that's kind of the main harness. However, this part also comes through this hole there in the front fender area that goes up over the driver's side wheel and then into the inside of the cabin there. And then we have this bunch of cables here that went behind the dashboard all the way over to the passenger side over there, and that's where the ECU used to be, in the sort of the floorboard of the passenger side. So pretty much a lot of this stuff can come out. I'm guessing most of this stuff can come out. A lot of the wires may not even be in very good shape in this car after this many years and this many summers in Southern California heat. I mean, look at the actual harness here. It's completely falling apart on itself. It's just super brittle from being close to the top of the hood and the heat and everything. It's just like crumbling away. And figuring out how I'm going to keep the wires that I need from the original harness, I got to figure out which plug goes where on the headlights. That goes there, this goes in here, and this guy goes here. So I'll just label these like DR headlight so I know what's what. But it looks like the passenger side has 2 here and 1 all the way down here. So I'm really glad that I got both lights out to kind of figure out which, cable or which line goes where. So now I can just mark off this guy here and these 2 guys as my headlight wires. To get the harness out of the passenger side of the firewall, I have to get the wheel off to take the wheel well lining out, which of course puts me solidly in Black Widow territory. So I'm hoping for the best here. Sweet paint job. So here we have the place where the wiring harness goes through the firewall, whatever this little thing is. I have no idea what that is. More nipples. Anyway, I'm going to pull these bolts off so I can get the harness out of here. Alright, here is the airbag sensing unit, as they call it. See this yellow clip back here? This is what this yellow clip plugs into, which means this entire yellow line all the way through that side and that side goes to the airbag sensors in the front of the car. I will never need them again. Nobody else will ever need them again, so they're just going to get cut out. Airbag sensor. And the other airbag sensor. Oh, look at that. That's terrifying and awesome at the same time. Oh my god. I feel like I'm going down a very long road right now. And this is just the beginning. Okay, finally, here is the factory chassis harness for the front of the car only. I'd say this weighs a good like 15 pounds or so, if not more. It's kind of ridiculous. So I need to go through and figure out what I need to keep from this and what I can get rid of. Alright, so here we have our purchased, very clean and simple wiring harness for the LS engine. I mean, you can lay it out pretty much just like this. So right here we have our two plugs for the computer, for the ECU. We have our little fuse box and relay box here. Our OBD2 port is right here, which will just get kind of mounted under the dash somewhere. Then we have all kinds of wiring, and then of course you have the engine itself. So this goes inside the car at the ECU, and then here, for example, you have our injector connectors. So you have all four connectors for the injectors on this side, then you have the other four on this side right here, and then we have just various engine. It's very simple. It's a very simple layout here. Alright guys, that wraps up part one of the wiring. Part two was going to be me going through this almost literal rat's nest of wiring and tracing all these lines and figuring out which lines I need to keep and which I can get rid of. I went through and like labeled all of these numbers to figure out where they started and ended. And the purpose of this was to be able to keep the factory wiring and the factory like switches on the steering column for like the headlights and the turn signals and that kind of stuff. But after going through that for a couple days and filming it, it was very boring footage, number one. And number two, it's a huge pain in the ass trying to go through all these wires. So instead of all that, what I'm gonna actually do is take, for example, this goes to the driver's side headlight, these 3 clips right here. I'm just gonna cut these guys off and then attach my own wiring and run custom wiring from these clips on the headlight to a like switch panel on the dash. And that's gonna be much easier and simpler and save a lot of weight over trying to pare this disaster down. So that will be the next wiring episode. In the meantime, the next episode coming up will probably be part 2 of the manual conversion, which would be the clutch pedal, the master cylinder, all that fun stuff. So thanks everyone for watching. Please do follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and check out my website. And if you enjoy these videos, I like making them, so hopefully you like watching them. Please do like it and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.